Hey, what's up, guys? You're watching the Count Like Craig Show.
My name is Kyle.
My name is Craig, and today we're talking about the playoffs.
Playoffs, baby. Woo! Hey, guys. We're talking NHL and NBA playoffs. But first, NHL. If you guys have been living under a rock for the past 2-3 days, the playoffs have started.
And it's exciting as can be.
Super exciting. I don't know if you guys watch hockey. I hope you do. Today I was watching a Manchester United game, flipped it to the NBA playoff game, saw some NFL news, and realized that there's just nothing more exciting
Than playoff hockey. Yeah.
Like, just nothing. If you don't watch hockey, I
know.
encourage you to do.
I have one thing that might.
The
guy. Australian polo tournament.
Oh, yeah, this guy. It's
or,
so exciting, so
cricket.
absolutely breathtaking, and just hockey's just absolutely amazing.
I love it, dude. Unfortunately, the Hawks on Friday night, they lost horribly to the Nashville Predators, and it was like the worst
6-2
loss I've seen in the playoffs.
Crawford's not playing too well. If you guys
so in the first game, we beat Nashville. We were down 3-0, but we came back and tied it 3-3 to put us into overtime. But that when we were down 3-0, that was Corey Crawford in net, and then they pulled him out because obviously you're down 3-0. You don't keep that man at net. Put Scott Darling, who's been a huge contributing factor to this team's regular season accomplishments and what we've done thus far, and stepping up when Crawford was down, and being a name that everybody in Chicago knows.
Yeah.
And so he came in and he won us that game. I think he had 42 saves
on 42 shots.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, dude. He didn't allow anything. We went into overtime, double overtime.
If you guys stayed awake, it was double overtime.
Yeah. And then
Sharpie got the game-winning goal.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was a good game. Sharpie had an amazing game. Last night, Sharpie had a good game too. In game 2. But unfortunately, obviously, we didn't come through with the win.
It didn't matter. Yeah.
So, anyway, then Crawford damn near lost us the game yesterday. 6-2 is unacceptable.
Yeah, he just sums up. He's just not playing well. I know during the regular season he had good games. He had stretches of good games and stretches of bad games. I think it's carried over.
Just inconsistency.
Something mentally, I don't know. He's just off.
And we'll see. And then
with his game.
If Darling goes out and doesn't prove to be the starter for Game 4, then he won't be, and they'll put Crawford back in. Maybe he just needs some time off the ice for a little while.
Yeah, something.
Joel Quenneville said it's based off of performance. Look at what he did, and it's the obvious choice to put Darling in net.
Yeah, you just got to go with the hot hand.
And all of Chicago agrees with him, but that doesn't mean that there won't be room for Crawford to come back in. Because if
people are throwing
God forbid the game starts and we're down 2-0. Then, Scott Darling isn't what we needed either. Maybe it's defense that's the problem. And then you start to dissect that, and then you make adjustments from there.
Yeah. People are throwing Crawford under the bus already, saying that we should trade him, saying that we should get rid of him. I mean, the man won you a Stanley Cup. Like, he's top 5 winner. Top 10 easily goalie in the game. Like, he's just having a bad go right now.
Stint.
Yeah, and it just happens. In any sport, it happens to everybody. So, Crawford's still our guy, but Scott Darling is a wonderful piece to have.
Yeah, and definitely a great backup. And
I
hope he doesn't do too good and then get a contract going somewhere else.
Yeah,
because I like having this 1-2 goalie punch. That's what wins you championships. Because when one's down, and then you got a great guy to step up. There's nothing worse than having a shitty backup quarterback.
Yeah,
it's like that's the guy you need, and you need him to be an all-star.
Yeah. So the Hawks leave Nashville tied 1-1 game.
Which is always exciting.
Going into Sunday's matchup in Chicago.
At the UC.
Scott Darling starting, so hopefully we can turn it around after that horrible loss, get those 2 wins.
Now, another big thing I liked about the game was obviously Patrick Kane. He broke his clavicle, collarbone, whatever you want to call it, 7 weeks ago. And Game 1 of the playoffs was his first game back. He had 2 assists in that game, and he performed – I'm not going to use amazing, but he performed just as well as somebody coming off an injury.
And he was still rusty, too.
Exactly, coming off an injury. Then he had 1 goal last night, one of our 2 goals. Sharpie had the first goal, and then Kaner had the second goal, I think late second period or early third period, something like that.
Yeah.
And when he scored that, it was looking like, damn, we might be able to do this.
Exactly, because it was definitely a big energy boost. I think it's kind of just like, breaking the ice for him as far as coming back from that injury.
Mm-hmm.
The first game, when I was watching, I definitely saw he was off. He was off. He was doing a lot of his moves, and he was losing the puck.
The puck
control wasn't there. But second game, he looked better, and he got that goal. So
that's what
again, like when you're in the playoffs and you're the away team, and you leave those first 2 games 1-1. You got to feel good.
That's all you can ask
It was
for.
a bad loss, and it's a bad loss to go home to. I'd rather have lost 6-2 first and then won in double overtime to go to Chicago.
Yeah.
But, like, you left 1-1, and you're going back home to the best fans in the world.
Yeah.
So, like, you got to feel good about it.
Yeah. And another big contributing factor to, I think, our success at home will be, A, Scott Darling in that. That'll be, like, the key factor to watch. B is people like Jonathan Taves, Teuvo Tavarian, they need to step up offensively because that first line isn't producing goals like they should be. And that's where I think a lot of the problems are coming from because they're the first line. That's our first offense. We need to take the game over immediately. As soon as the second that puck drops in the first period, those guys need to get there. Brandon Saad, Jonathan Taves, Teuvo Tavarian. Either that or switch the lines up. Maybe Quinville put Kane and Taves on the line.
Yeah.
We know how productive they can be. Obviously, you like to spread it out because you don't want too much.
You don't want to leave the other lines untalented.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to have too much talent on one line and the other talent, even though all four of our lines are starting.
I mean, you could put Kane and Taves together and it wouldn't matter.
Yeah,
it's just like,
but I think that's what they should do simply because of it's such a big burst and a big push.
It's just so amazing to see them on the ice together.
I love it.
And I'm right with you 100%. I also think physically we need to take the game over a little bit. I mean, we saw Tampa Bay today against Detroit just come in and, just push Pavel Datsyuk.
Pavel Datsyuk.
Yeah.
That's hard
in the mouth. I feel like ever since a couple years ago when we lost a couple of our key big guys and since Shaw has gotten better, he's not just the grinder he is anymore. He's actually a reliable part of this team.
He used to be that little enforcer.
Yeah,
where he
exactly.
Would just go
I feel
people.
like second game when I was watching at least, I feel like we were just getting pushed around a little bit, and I feel like someone just needs to step up and just punch somebody in the mouth and just show that we're the Blackhawks. We know we have two of the top 5-10 players in the league, two of the best defensemen in the league. Like skill wise, we're there. Just let them know. We're the third seed, but we're the Blackhawks.
Yeah.
Two Stanley Cups in 5-6 years.
Yeah,
we're trying to become the first team ever to win 3 and 6 or 3 and 7. Like, show them who you are. You're the Blackhawks.
Seabrook, put somebody on the board.
Yeah,
Johnny
exactly.
Maduya, put somebody on the boards. Win those pucks. Win those possessions.
Keith is playing
Don't
good.
let those turnovers
Sharp's
happen.
playing good. Hossa is playing good. There's guys who's playing really good. Let's just step up and show that physically we're the Blackhawks.
Every single player on that ice.
Exactly.
This is where the playoffs. This is where it freaking counts.
Yeah.
Another big series I like is the Wild and the Blues. Minnesota and St. Louis. I like it. I'm a Wild fan myself. Got to admit it. Obviously, Blackhawks are numero uno, but I like Wild. I like Zach Parise.
He's good.
But they're tied 1-1 as well, and then obviously you got the Lightning and Red Wings tied at 1-1. So if you're looking at the Midwest, there's your 4 Midwestern teams, the Red Wings and Wild and Blues and Blackhawks. So whoever you happen to be a fan of, we're all tied at 1-1.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no signs of greatness from anybody, but also nothing that can't be fixed.
Yeah. I mean, Tampa Bay, first game, they outshot the Red Wings 40-14. But the Red Wings had 3 goals, and Tampa Bay had none.
Yeah, Stamkos had 8 shots at the first game and only 20 minutes of ice time and no goals.
And then today, they go on and they
win. What was it,
They
5-2?
win big. 5-1, 5-2.
5-1, something like that. Yeah, that's crazy.
And they have the skill to shoot 40 times, just none of them were going in.
Yeah.
They had 7 power plays, and they were 0 for 7. Today, they go 2 for 4, and they light it up with the goals. So,
and then for whatever it's worth, it's hard to score in Detroit, and it always has been.
Yeah, and it's just game to game. You see it, the Hawks kind of look shaky, and then we came back, and then the second game, they look shaky again. The Wild won the first game, but today they didn't look so good.
Yeah.
And same thing with the Lightning and the Red Wings. Red Wings looked really good the first game, and the Lightning are good today. That's what's just so great about the NHL.
Is that there's never a pure dominant. Very rarely in an NHL playoff do you see a sweep 4 games straight.
Exactly, yeah, because just everyone is so good. If someone just plays their game right, they're going to win that day. Even against a great team like the Blackhawks. You think of the Penguins, with all the talent they have, they lost the first game.
Yeah.
Let's see if they can win their second game, because it's just game to game. It's just...
You look at, sorry to cut you off, dog, the Capitals. And then they finally put Ovechkin and Backstrom back on the same line, and they produced. And
horrible
they won.
first game.
Yeah, and they looked great.
Yep.
And that's what you need to do, and that's what I'm saying with Kane and Tate.
Yeah, exactly.
Put these 2 on the same line, let them do what they need to do, because it's not only chemistry, it's skill, and it's intensity. At the UC, you put Kane and Tate on that line.
Yeah, oh my God. And they come out, it's like having LeBron and D-Wade, but you have Wade coming off the bench. Put them on the floor.
Even though D-Wade might not produce as much, even though
exactly.
Whatever it is, it's the intensity, it's having the crowd behind you, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel you. So anyways, guys, this is the time where we ask you guys to please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the page, like us on Facebook at The Kyle and Craig Show, Twitter
Comment.
at Kyle and Craig. Anything anything you want to follow us on is all at Kyle and Craig for the most part. We really appreciate everything you guys do for us, and we make these videos for you and for you.
Yeah, you guys, it's really great. Oh my God, Craig, stop it. It's been going good. You guys have been giving us a lot of feedback. Every week we're trying to improve the show, and each week you guys say that we're getting better. So
thanks for watching.
We got to be doing something right.
Awesome.
So thank you guys for watching.
So keep
you guys
watching,
are fantastic.
Like yep. And then so let's talk about NBA playoffs. Obviously, it's a big thing.
Playoff time.
Bulls, Bucks is a huge thing in Chicago. My boys are actually talking about going up and buying some tickets in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that? The
No.
assistant coach of the Bucks, he went on record and said, Chicago fans, stay the hell home.
Really? Why?
Because he doesn't want us up there.
Oh.
He wants us to stay home.
That makes no sense because it's the playoffs.
Yeah,
and
no,
we're
we're
gonna
going.
go. I don't get why he would say that, though. Why is that big news?
Because we're so close to Milwaukee that stadium is going to be a sea of red. He's saying, stay home. Don't. Like, he wants the Bucks to have a home court advantage. But even
that makes sense.
When the Bulls are in Milwaukee, it's going to be home court advantage for the Bulls.
Yeah, because there's more Bulls fans going
Only
to
difference is the logo on the center.
Exactly, yeah. There's more Bulls fans going to the
to
game than a Bucks fan.
Yeah, I went to a Bucks game like a year or two ago against the Knicks. It was like nothing. And that was when the Knicks weren't absolute shit. And it was just nobody was there.
Yeah.
And the people who were there were walking around.
I mean, they
with
might be
Knicks
there
hats.
now, but like it's the Bucks. Like,
they got a good team.
The East is terrible. You
Yeah.
got the Bucks. You got the Celtics in the playoffs.
That's-
Like, it's just terrible. So like no one's going. So that's pretty cool that he would say that. It kind of gives props to our fans and how good we are at traveling. We're so good at
recognize.
traveling.
Even
There's
in-
red everywhere we go.
Yeah. I love
So
it.
I mean, what do you think? We're getting out the first round?
I don't know. I mean, if they could stay healthy, it's really going to be a test of how far we can really go in this thing. If we can run into Cleveland in the finals, obviously Cleveland probably make it that far. If we're healthy, I don't see why we can't. You put Rose on the floor, give him 30 minutes a game at minimum. Give Noah the minutes he needs. Give Butlers the minutes he needs. Keep Gasol producing the way he is
Yeah, he's been
offensively.
playing so good.
I don't see any way, apart from the West, I'm just saying, I don't see any. If we're healthy, I don't see anything stopping us from getting out of the East.
Yeah. LeBron James. I feel really good about the Bulls. But the Cavs are so good. And they've just put so many pieces together. I guess their final game of the year, I don't even know if LeBron played. Like, the bench played, and they still rocked. Like, they're just a really good team. They're really deep. They might even be deeper than us. I mean, we have, like, a really good starting five. And we got a couple guys coming off the bench that are really good. But I think they're just super deep.
Kevin Love, Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, Shawn Marion. I can't even think the rest. There's too many to name.
Shumpert.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Iman Shumpert, J.R. Smith.
J.R. Smith.
Raining from three like it's
Yeah.
freaking Hurricane Katrina.
Like, they're just really good. They're
It's
really
ridiculous,
deep.
yeah.
So, and then, like, you have, like, LeBron against Rose. And, like, you have LeBron. And then you have, like, 3 years missed Derrick Rose. Like, maybe a couple years ago, or maybe if Rose hadn't been injured and they're meeting up in the playoffs again,
You
could say Rose has got his number. But this year, LeBron against Rose, I'd have to pick LeBron.
I got you. I hope so. I hope we at least get that far.
I think with an injured Rose getting to the
And
Eastern
then-
Conference Finals and making something of it, 7-game series, a really good 6-game series, tip my hat to the Bulls. And, like, healthy next year, for sure, finals.
But the only thing is, a lot of people are saying if we don't make it to the championship, Thibodeau is gone, and then can we even make it this far without Tibbs?
That's yeah. I think we could because the East is so bad. It's not even the coaching that's getting us there. I mean, in the past couple years when we haven't had Rose,
And then
that's all
it's
coaching
all
us.
him.
But with Rose and the talent we have now,
You could stick anybody
you
there.
could get
just
to
like
the
in Cleveland.
the Celtics, man, for the fourth time in their history, are in the playoffs with a losing record.
That's
I don't need Tibbs to get to the
disgusting.
playoffs. Don't
Yeah.
need Tibbs to get to the playoffs. And all the running that he does on our guys, like wearing
runs
them
down
out,
to the
like,
ground and
we can get to the playoffs,
Hands
not
of
have
sh-
to be a first or second seed, and still get to the Eastern Conference Finals in that horrible, horrible league.
yeah.
So, I mean, if we don't make it, Tibbs will be missed because he's a fantastic coach.
Yeah.
But I think the talent has finally matched the coach,
yeah,
and I think we'll be okay.
I hope so. I hope he just sticks around, gives it what he's got with Derrick Rose. Obviously, the relationship between them is very strong.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to make this team last. Some other big series in the first round of the NBA playoffs. We got Clippers, Spurs, and Portland, Memphis. Now, I want to talk to you about Clippers, Spurs. Now, the Clippers have home court advantage, which to me is weird because, you know, the Spurs are damn near, apart from Golden State, probably the best team in basketball.
Yeah.
Do you think the Clippers having home court advantage will even give them any kind of advantage?
I don't know. I mean, I know the Spurs were playing off at the beginning of the season, but they caught fire at the end. And, you know, so Clippers are 3 and the Spurs are a 6 seed. I don't have the record in front of me, but, like, how far apart are they really?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And everybody
it's the
in the West
Spurs.
is
It's
like
playoff time. I see them winning. Not, like, easily, but, like, It doesn't matter how many games it takes. The Spurs are going to win. The Spurs are so good. I don't know, man. It's not even like a thing. Like, home court advantage to me means nothing. You're going against the Spurs.
How good they are and how, what am I thinking? Veteranized? Like, what's the word? Experience. How experienced they are in the playoffs. I don't think home court advantage or anything like that means anything. If Blake Griffin doesn't produce on the Clippers side, and if CP3 doesn't do what he does, I don't see them getting past.
I don't know.
Spurs.
I don't see them having a better overall team than the Spurs. Like, the Spurs are just ageless. Like, I'm waiting for this thing to just completely tumble. Like, for them to just go 16 and whatever, and, just absolutely crush because old age has just finally caught up, and it hasn't.
Yeah, no, it's not.
So, like,
I can see Tim Duncan still on the Spurs at age like 84.
Yeah. I'm not saying they're going to win the finals. I wouldn't be surprised if they did, but I don't see the Clippers beating them at all.
No. I give it 5 games. I'll give the Clippers 1 game at home, and then maybe the first game, and then Spurs take it 4 straight and win the series.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then the other one is Portland-Memphis. My big question of the series is, can Damian Lillard and LaMarcus Aldridge prove themselves in the playoffs? Obviously they've been a great regular season team, and they're so fun to watch.
And Lillard's becoming so good.
He's becoming a superstar.
Rose-ish, yeah.
Yeah, definitely Derrick Rose without the bad knees.
Yeah.
Do you think that they can prove themselves here against Memphis? Memphis obviously is a good team.
Memphis is so good. I mean, Gasol is just so good. I actually see Memphis winning this series, which you probably don't like because you like Portland. But I don't know. Lillard's really good, and Aldridge has been so good for so long. He's so solid.
And they're just
but I really like Marc Gasol. And
you think that team, Zach Randolph and all those guys, they'll produce and win the series?
Yeah. I mean, it'll be close. I could see 7 games because these teams, you go,
Yeah. But I just, in the gut of my gut, I, hope that, Portland and, Lillard don't become like a Melo. Just never produced in the offseason.
Yeah.
So good and flashy and fun to watch. Superstars all over the place.
Yeah.
Wesley Matthews and all those guys. Nicholas Batum. They're so good. I just don't want them to, be one of those teams that can't produce. The West is so dominated by the Spurs and the Lakers. Obviously,
Golden
this
State.
year. Yeah, Golden State. Jesus Christ, Golden State.
Yeah.
Do you see them winning it or what?
Yeah, they're going to the finals.
Yeah, for sure. But I just don't want Portland to be one of those teams. I hope that they make it out of at least the first round, and then whoever they run into in the second round is going to be a whole different show, a whole different story that we're going to have to talk about.
Yeah. I mean, I hope so too. I like Portland. I've always liked the Blazers. I hope they can at least get out of the first round, go to a couple second rounds. I just don't see it because Memphis is just so good. Memphis has been so solid for a couple years too.
They deserve a championship.
Yeah, they're good. I could see them going.
I think if Memphis made it to the finals,
to the Western Finals at least.
If they by the grace of God made it to the finals, do you think the only team in the East that could beat them is Cleveland?
I can see I don't know. Probably, yeah. I mean, if it's not Cleveland, it's the Bulls. So could you see the Bulls beating Memphis? I could see either or.
Again, if they're healthy.
Yeah, I could see either team beating them.
That'd be cool. I was actually interesting as final. I like seeing different teams.
I was actually going to say, and let's bring out the points, finals. Who you got in the finals?
Right now, call it. Kyle owes me $5 still from the last bet we made on the show.
Yep.
So we can go ahead and say it now. I got Portland, and this is just me being a coat rider. I got Portland in the finals versus Chicago. No. I'm just kidding. Let me pick. I'm picking like Rent. I'm picking the Wizards.
What? Why don't you just pick who you're really gonna pick? Because the Wizards aren't going to the finals.
Fine. All right, Chicago.
Not even gonna get
Chicago,
it. Not
Portland.
even
Shut up.
Gonna beat
Chicago,
Toronto.
Portland.
Okay. I got Golden State and Cleveland.
That's the obvious choice, isn't it?
Well, whatever, dude. That's what I got. I mean, the best teams for a reason.
I guess that's why you put your money on it.
Yeah, exactly.
What are we
$2.
You have to do the shirtless. You have to do the show shirtless.
Nope, $5. So yeah, I got Golden State and Cleveland and winning.
The whole thing.
Steph Curry against LeBron James. I would like to see LeBron James win in Cleveland. That'd be fantastic. But for the sake of this argument, I would pick Golden State to win.
Just because they're a better overall team, and it's so hard to shut down Steph Curry and Klay Thompson.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they're so good.
Do you think he's MVP?
Yeah. He'll win MVP, and then he'll win MVP of the finals, and then MVP of everything.
And then a quick side note to the show. Did you guys see Russell Westbrook? He won the scoring title. But my huge thing about this is I love what he said afterwards. He said, no fucks given. He said, I don't remember the quote word for word, but it was something along the lines of, what's it? He said it. I remember it was crazy. He's like, yeah, okay, cool. I won. Hooray. whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
I have to sit at home and watch these other guys play in the postseason.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean anything to me.
That's cool. That's really good.
That's a 10
he gave it his all, and we talked about it for the past couple weeks about MVP race, but it just wasn't good enough to get his team to the playoffs. They were too far off. But props to him. Props for the attitude, because I could definitely see him, how we've always had that talk about, like, Kevin Durant's better off without Westbrook. Westbrook's better off without him. And he's still thinking team first, even without Kevin Durant. You know, he could have been like, I was by myself this year. Look what I did. I almost got our teams back, and I'm scoring champion. Like, no, he's still upset, so that's fantastic.
Still going home, hanging his head down. Which is a good attitude to have. That's the kind of point guard I'd want on my team. So let's go ahead and question of the day. Who do you guys think will be the MVP of the NBA season and NHL season? Whatever, screw it. Whoever you think is going to be the MVP for these 2 seasons, 2 major sports, comment below, comment on Facebook, comment on whatever you guys want. Let us know, and be sure to like and subscribe to the page. Any last words, Kyle?
2 questions of the day. Who you got in the NBA Finals and who you got in the NHL Finals? We both have Chicago winning the NHL Finals.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys do too. So comment below. Let us know. And thank you guys for watching.
Yeah. This has been the Kyle and Craig Show.
My name is Kyle.
My name is Craig. Adios.
Sports, I could do something in sports. Maybe I could be like an announcer, like a color man. You know how I always make those interesting comments during the game?
Yeah, you make good comments. Yeah, you make good comments.